May 1st, 2023. Deep in the Colombian Amazon, a small Cessna 206 aircraft cuts through the humid morning air. Inside are 7 people. The pilot, Captain Hernando Murcia Morales, grips the controls as the single engine hums steadily. Behind him sit 6 passengers, including Magdalena Mucutuy Valencia and her 4 children. 13-year-old Leslie sits with her siblings. Below them, the Amazon stretches endlessly, a carpet of green so dense that no ground is visible. Suddenly, the engine begins to sputter. Captain Murcia's hand moves quickly. His voice crackles over the radio, tense but controlled. Engine failure. Emergency. Then the engine cuts out completely. The propeller stops. The Cessna begins to glide, descending rapidly. There is nowhere to land, no clearings, no rivers wide enough, just trees, packed so densely. The aircraft hits the canopy at high speed. Branches tear through the wings. The fuselage rips through layers of vegetation, metal screaming against wood. Then it slams into the ground. The impact is catastrophic. Captain Murcia dies instantly. Hernan Mendoza and the partner are killed. But somehow, impossibly, 4 small bodies remain alive in the wreckage. Leslie opens her eyes. She hears her baby sister crying. The survival has begun. The wreckage lies scattered across the jungle floor. Leslie pulls herself from the twisted metal. She finds her siblings. They are alive. All 4 survived the crash, but their mother, Magdalena, is trapped in the wreckage. Her body broken, bleeding, barely breathing. She is dying. For 4 days, Magdalena clings to life. Leslie stays with her, holding her hand, unable to help. On the 4th day, Magdalena calls Leslie close one final time. According to family members, her final words were simple. "Go away," she whispered. She was telling Leslie to leave her, to take the children and try to survive. Leslie makes the hardest decision of her life. She gathers their meager supplies. She takes Seleni's hand, lifts baby Kristen into her arms, and leads her siblings away from the wreckage, away from their mother's body, into the endless green maze of the Amazon. The Amazon surrounds them on all sides. The canopy blocks most sunlight, creating a dim, greenish twilight. Everywhere Leslie looks, vegetation is so thick she cannot see more than a few yards ahead. The sounds press in, birds call from the canopy, insects buzz constantly, a howler monkey roars in the distance. The air is thick with humidity, 90 degrees, but feeling hotter. Sweat soaks her clothes instantly. Leslie is 13 years old, but she is Mucutuy, a member of an indigenous people who have lived in the Amazon for thousands of years. Her grandmother showed her how to weave leaves into shelters, how to find water, how to read the jungle's signs. Her mother taught her which plants are safe to eat and which will kill within hours. But knowing these things and actually being alone in the jungle with 3 younger children are very different challenges. The jungle fights them with every step. The undergrowth is so thick, Leslie has to push through it with her body. When darkness comes, the jungle transforms. The twilight becomes absolute blackness. Something large moves through the bushes nearby, and Leslie freezes. She knows what hunts at night: jaguars, pumas. She finds a tree with exposed roots and pushes her siblings into this hollow. They huddle together in darkness, listening to the forest, praying that nothing finds them. On the 5th day, the cassava flour runs out. They are now entirely dependent on the jungle. Fortunately, this is the rainy season, and many trees are bearing fruit. Leslie searches the canopy for familiar shapes. She sees a palm tree and knows its fruits are safe. She climbs it, ignoring the pain as spines scrape her arms. It knocks fruits to the ground. The children eat them, making faces at the bitter taste. The biggest challenge is baby Kristen. At 11 months old, she was still breastfeeding. She cannot chew solid food. Then she remembers birds pre-digesting food for their chicks. She takes palm seeds into her own mouth and chews them thoroughly, breaking them down with her teeth and saliva. When reduced to soft paste, she takes it from her mouth and feeds it to Kristen with her fingers. It works. Kristen swallows. Leslie will continue this every day for the next 35 days, sacrificing her own food. Water comes from rain that falls 16 hours daily. The rain provides fresh water but makes everything miserable. Their clothes are perpetually soaked. Their skin becomes waterlogged. Mosquitoes swarm in clouds. Leslie builds shelters every night using large leaves and branches, binding them with her hair ties. The shelters are crude, barely more than lean-tos, but they provide some protection. The nights are the worst. The darkness is so complete the children cannot see their hands. They hear howler monkeys roaring, something large moving nearby. Leslie holds her siblings close. Jaguars hunt at night in the Amazon. Their bite can crush skulls. A human child would be easy prey, but the children are spared. On the 10th day, Leslie kills a snake with a stick. Her hands shake, but she knows this meat could mean life or death. She builds a small fire using dry bark and friction, taking almost an hour. She cooks the snake, and the children devour it, tearing the flesh with their teeth. It is not enough, but it is protein they desperately need. The days blur. Day 15, day 20, day 25. The children grow thinner, their faces become gaunt, eyes sunken. But they keep moving, still surviving, still hoping someone will find them. May 16th, 2023. 15 days after the crash, a Colombian military helicopter flies low over the jungle. Suddenly the co-pilot shouts, "There!" A glint of metal through the trees. They have found the Cessna. The next day, soldiers reach the crash site. They find 3 bodies: Captain Murcia, Hernan Mendoza, Magdalena's partner, all dead. But there should be 7 people. The soldiers search carefully and find baby bottles, small shoes, diapers, footprints, small footprints leading away. The mission immediately escalates. The Colombian government launches Operation Hope. Over 350 people, 150 Colombian Special Forces soldiers, more than 200 indigenous volunteers from the Huitoto and neighboring tribes. These indigenous trackers know the jungle in ways military training cannot teach. They can read signs invisible to outsiders. A bent blade of grass, disturbed moss, scraped bark. Helicopters drop 10,000 leaflets over the jungle, written in Huitoto. "Stay where you are. We are looking for you." The children's grandmother, Fatima Valencia, records a message broadcast through loudspeakers. Her voice echoes over the jungle in Huitoto. On the ground, search teams move in organized lines, calling constantly. Leslie, Solaney, Basatien, Kristen. The indigenous trackers find signs. Palm fruits cracked open, shelters built from branches, footprints in mud. They are on the trail, but the trail goes cold. The jungle keeps its secrets. The soldiers begin to quietly admit they are probably searching for bodies now. But the indigenous searchers refuse to give up hope. The jungle is looking after them, they say. The spirits are protecting them. June 9th, 2023. 39 days after the crash. An indigenous search team moves through dense jungle near the Apaporis River. The team leader, Nicolas Ordonez Gomez, pauses. He holds up his hand. He tilts his head, listening. There, a baby crying. Nicolas signals his team. They move toward the sound slowly, calling out softly in Huitoto. "We are friends. We are from your family." The children are in terrible condition. Clothes torn to rags, hair matted with dirt, bodies covered in insect bites. Faces gaunt. Nicholas approaches slowly, speaking softly. "You are safe now. We are taking you home." He pulls out food and water. Leslie gives water to Kristen first, then food to Solaney and Tine. Only after her siblings eat does she take food for herself. Nicholas keys his radio, voice shaking. "We have them. We have found the children. All 4 are alive." Within seconds, the message reaches headquarters. The news explodes outward. After 40 days in the Amazon jungle, they are alive. Soldiers frantically cut vegetation to create a clearing for the helicopter. Military medics are lowered by rope, carrying medical kits. All 4 children are severely dehydrated and malnourished. The medics start IV lines. The helicopter descends. The children are loaded onto stretchers. Leslie refuses to let go of Kristen. "It's okay," a medic says in Huitoto. "You can hold her. We go together." The helicopter rises above the jungle canopy. The helicopter lands at the hospital in San Jose del Guaviare. Doctors rush toward it. The children are carried inside. All 4 are severely malnourished. Leslie has lost 15 pounds from her slight frame. Baby Kristen should weigh 20 pounds, but weighs less than 15. But beyond physical injuries, they are concerned about psychological trauma. These children watch their mother die. Over following days, as bodies slowly recover, the full story emerges. Leslie describes feeding baby Kristen by pre-chewing seeds, building shelters using only hair ties. The doctors are amazed. "She is extraordinary," one tells reporters. What she did goes beyond survival. The story captures the world's attention. News outlets from dozens of countries send reporters. President Petro visits personally, thanking Leslie for her courage. After 2 weeks, the children are stable enough to be discharged. The children struggle with nightmares. Tien wakes screaming, convinced he is still lost. Solaney develops anxiety. Leslie becomes withdrawn, struggling with guilt and trauma. The indigenous community rallies around them. Elders perform traditional ceremonies meant to heal spiritual wounds. They tell Leslie she honored her ancestors, proved the strength of Huitoto knowledge. They tell her that her mother would be proud. The Amazon continues its timeless cycle, indifferent to human drama. The trees that witnessed 4 children struggling stand unchanged. But for those who know this story, the Amazon means something different now. Not just danger and death, but a place where knowledge, courage, and love prove stronger than fear. Where a 13-year-old girl became a hero through practical application of skills taught by her mother and grandmother. Where indigenous wisdom proved to be the difference between life and death. The story of Leslie, Solaney, Tien, and Kristen Mucutuy is many things. A survival story, one of the most remarkable of the 21st century. A cultural story, highlighting the value of indigenous knowledge in a world that too often ignores it. A family story, about the bonds between siblings and the lengths we go to protect those we love. A human story, reminding us that even in darkest moments, hope can survive. The children who were lost for 40 days are found now. They are home, they are healing, but they will never be the same people they were before May 1st, 2023. The jungle changed them in ways both visible and invisible. The scars on their bodies will fade with time, but they survived, and in surviving, they taught the world something important about the resilience of the human spirit, about the power of cultural knowledge, and about the strength found in family. This is the miracle of the Amazon. This is the story of Leslie, Solaney, Tien, and Kristen Mucutuy, a story that will inspire people for generations to come.